this team and be around the roster for a few days. Just kind of what's your general impression of your new team here and what this team might be able to accomplish?
Well, it's hard to say after 3 or 4 days, especially with how hectic everything's been. But first impressions are valuable, and it's a relaxed group. It's a talented group. Everyone's been super welcoming and made things really easy on me making the transition. Still trying to learn everyone's personalities and just get a lay of the land. This is my first time in the home side here at Great American Ballpark, so there's a lot of stuff going on. It's all been very fast-paced for me, so I'm trying to slow that down and get back in a baseball routine a little bit, and then it'll be easier to kind of get to know my teammates and bond with them.
Is that the biggest challenge, is balancing getting used to everything at the same time also competing at a high level?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. The game is the game. When you get out there, it's all very familiar. But the routines leading up to it, stuff that people don't even really see, like, I think everyone probably understands that I had to move from Cleveland to Cincinnati, but they don't take time to think through like what all that entails. I think if people think about, I show up to work one day at my job, and they give me 36 hours to be in a different city and ready to work again. Like, that's kind of what the transition's been like. So for people that can't quite understand it, maybe imagine it that way. It'd be a little bit tough, and it's been a little bit tough, just trying to make sure I get everything done and don't miss anything, baseball-wise, life-wise. But it's settling down quite a bit now. Got a little bit of a homestand here, and I'm looking forward to that. Just getting back on a day-to-day routine where I can feel like I'm, optimally prepared to do my job and help us win ball games.
As far as your routine, I think everybody probably takes advantage of the resources available to them in different ways. Just how would you go about preparing between starts, and what types of resources do you like to take advantage of to work up to your next time out?
That really depends on how my last start went.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of try to look at my last start and figure out, what did I do well, what didn't I do well, how do I maintain the things that I did well, and how do I work on the things that I didn't do well. And so sometimes that's a physical issue,
mm-hmm.
in which case it doesn't take a whole lot of resources. It's just a matter of ironing out a mechanical thing. Sometimes it's, I felt like I executed pitches, but I still got hit. Maybe that's a scouting report or an attack plan thing,
mm-hmm.
and then you kind of dig into the data a little bit and figure that out. But so far, everything that I normally use, video and scouting reports and data and stuff like that, has been very easy to access, and it seems like we have a good grasp of the types of things that I've used in the past. Obviously going to work through that with Caleb a little bit more, and DJ and everyone involved, and figure out all the resources that are available and what they mean. Sometimes, like, scouting reports can give you the same information, but they're worded differently or they're presented differently, and so it takes a while to understand the terminology and whatnot to get the most out of the information. But it's been a pretty seamless transition so far.
For guys like yourself that are into routine, does it interest you in any way to not deviate a little bit, just with the fact that there are new voices, new ideas, new resources? Does anything about that appeal to you in terms of adding or changing the way you prepare with a new group?
Yeah, it's definitely appealing. The more baseball people you can talk to, especially people who are like-minded, mm-hmm. and kind of think about baseball in the same ways, like, the better off you're going to be. There's always that exchange of information. Like, someone might say something today that I don't necessarily view as valuable, but it sticks in my head, and then 3 months down the line, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when mm-hmm. so-and-so said this, and it can help out. So having like-minded people and people pulling on the same end of the rope in the same direction is super important and super beneficial. As far as changing routines, I'm not against changing routines. I generally like to keep things as consistent as possible, but when I come along to information that I feel like can benefit me, I certainly try to add that in. So I haven't had enough time yet to sift through all that stuff, mm-hmm. But I'm sure there'll be plenty of things that I do add, alter, or just kind of keep in mind that can help me down the road. Obviously, Caleb and DJ are really good at what they do. I've known Caleb for probably 4 or 5 years now. We trained together up at Driveline. I've known of DJ, and we've run in the same circles for a long time. I wanted to play for him when he was still at Vandy, so it's pretty exciting to have all of our paths kind of cross and finally get to work together.
Any big life change like this can be a jolt, it can be energizing. Has this felt energizing at all to you to come down here and be on a team that's kind of on the come up a little bit?
It's so hard to say. Right now I feel tired. You know, there hasn't been a whole lot of sleeping going on, trying to pack my apartment and figure everything out, where I'm going to live and all that different stuff. But it's nice, like, being in the clubhouse and learning a new culture and new teammates and stuff is interesting to me. I enjoy meeting new people, and especially good people. It seems like we have a lot of really good people around, so I'm excited about that. And there's a good buzz in the clubhouse about, you know, kind of what we have going on and the talent we have in the room and what we want to accomplish. So looking forward to, you know, learning more about that and being able to contribute however I can.
How much do you like the look of this rotation? You've got this team's got some really good arms. When you look at it, how impressed are you?
It's exciting. Like you said, there's a lot of good arms, a lot of good talent, and a lot of good information surrounding the talent. And when you have those two things, there's a lot of special moments that you can accomplish. So yeah, I haven't even seen a full rotation yet. Looking forward to seeing guys pitch and trying to pick up little tips from them and hopefully be of assistance in any way I can, and kind of contribute to that learning culture and building a winning culture, and yeah, hopefully win a lot of ball games.
How much did adrenaline and unfamiliarity have to do with your first start?
Yeah, there was definitely an adrenaline kick. It wasn't overpowering. It was definitely there. I think it was part of why my stuff was good. I had really good stuff. Wasn't able to throw anything, you know, consistently for strikes, and I think that's partially routine, probably mostly routine based. Obviously, like, I wasn't really able to get on any sort of solid routine with a lot of travel and packing. There's multiple days in between starts, you know, that I didn't throw and I normally throw every day. So that probably contributed to a little bit, and you know, working with a new catcher for the first time, being a new stadium is my first time in Atlanta, facing unfamiliar hitters, like all these things have some effect, and I'm not sure exactly how much each of them has, but I'm sure they all contributed in some way.
I'll finish with this stupid question, because obviously you probably haven't thought about it too much, but can you see a future here in Cincinnati? You talk about the rotation, the young talent. This team obviously has good days ahead of them. Could you see yourself maybe being here long term?
That, like you said, I haven't had a whole lot of time to think about that. I do intend to sign 1-year contracts for my entire career. I'm not against signing with the same team by any means, but you know, the reasoning behind that is I want to be on a contender. I want to be in a place that I feel like a part of the team, and that I can contribute, and that feels the same way in reverse about me. I'd like to be able to do, there's a couple other things I'd like to be able to do in baseball, and ultimately it's all centered around winning. So I think, you know, the more games we're able to win, then the more chance there is that, you know, that would happen. But it's very hard to speak definitively on anything like that, given it's my fourth or fifth day here, so hard to say.
Because I don't mean to cut you short.
Sure.